Welcome to another episode of Fantasy News. I am your disheveled goblin host, Daniel Greene, and let's just pop on into that news, shall we? First of all, I would like to issue a congratulations to author M.L. Wong, whose book, The Sword of Kaigen, just won the SPFBO this year. Congratulations. If you're unaware of The Sword of Kaigen, my review will be right by my head here. I pretty much called it the future of fantasy and stand by my review entirely. It's spectacular, and I hope some of you check it on out. Congratulations again to the author. It's really cool to see people find success like this. But transitioning on into some publication news, it seems that a collection of stories taking place within the Wild Cards universe, a superhero collaborative universe between several authors, that was edited by George R.R. Martin. They really want you to know that. They really want you to know that. Will be released November 6th. Specifically, this is Wild Cards number 26. Maybe I'm out of the loop here. I've never even heard of these. Are they worth me checking out? They've got some major names just in this publication alone, so hot damn, good job, and being edited by George R.R. Martin's pretty cool. And they really want you to know it's edited by George R.R. Martin. If you'd like to pick up a copy or a signed edition, go ahead and click that link down below, and their website can direct you to both. Signed editions are pretty cool too. And in very fitting to a recent video I put up that covered both of these authors' news, it appears that Penguin Publishing has announced a new book club starting May 21st. You can register to watch at the link provided below, and it will be a conversation between Patrick Rothfuss and Jim Butcher about the first in the Dresden Files series, Stormfront. You can bet your ass I'm going to watch that. God damn! Now, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into some adaptation news. Not that we don't have hardcore fantasy news to talk about, but this one I have a hot take for, and I think will inspire some real discussion. Because depending how you take this headline, this could be a very good or bad thing. We have the headline, Terry Pratchett novels to get absolutely faithful TV adaptations. If you take that literally, I think that's bad news. Because if you're adapting any novel to the visual medium, as I've discussed several times here, changes need to be made. Having a page-for-page recreation in terms of pacing, storytelling, just doesn't match up with the visual medium. Some people really seem to struggle to understand that, but if you look into it, the best adaptations change. The Lord of the Rings movies, for the most obvious example, are quite different than the Lord of the Rings books. That's just my thoughts on that matter in that sense. That being said, if this is not literal and all they're trying to imply is that they are being faithful in the sense that they are truly trying to capture the story Terry Pratchett was telling, I'm 100% down and I love hearing this, but using the word absolutely has me a little bit nervous. Having line for line dialogue repetition does not always work. Hell, maybe the actor you cast is a great fit for the character, but a certain line with their delivery should be tweaked a little bit here and there. Those are the kinds of things that absolute faithful adaptation to me doesn't take into account, but I would say there's a better chance this is not meant to be taken literally, and I would encourage websites and people involved in the show talking about the show in the future to avoid words like that, and instead specifically say that you're capturing the essence of or something dead on. That's just my thoughts on the matter. I'd love to hear y'all's in the comments down below. I'm probably taking this a bit too close to the actual what they're saying, but hey, it's what they actually said, right? Hold up, are you a Dresden Files fan? You also own a Nintendo Switch? Oh damn! Well, do you like card games that take place on consoles? To the two of you who this weirdly still applies to and are probably feeling a little too intimate with me right now, a Dresden Files cooperative card game is coming to the Nintendo Switch, and that's pretty dope. Check it on out, link right down there. The only reason I wanted to bring up this story is so I could narrow it down to like the 4 people in the audience who that all applied to, and I'm talking directly to you, James. Okay, if your name's actually James, I just blew your mind. And to my She-Ra fans out there, you had your final trailer drop for the final season, and I just wanted to say again, an odd congratulations for having a show that apparently the people involved with are saying this is the season we wanted to end on, it's the season we planned to end on, it's where the story makes sense to end on. That is rare to have, and usually a phenomenal indicator for a solid ending to the show. Congratulations, that's spectacular to hear, and makes me way more likely to give this a try later on after I hear it did end well. I just want to confirm my current suspicions before I jump on in, but I'm just tired of hearing shows that got dragged on and on and on until they were just miserable, and I'd much rather see them end on a highlight. I've had people actually tell me they like their shows to be dragged on just because it's more content. We'll never get that mentality. I can't get over the ending of Dexter and how awful that was. Hey, Are you an anime fan? Do you like collecting anime celluloids? If that's the case, wow, spectacular! There's going to be an auction occurring between May 5th to the 11th of this year, obviously, where you will be able to bid on celluloids from several notable anime franchises, including Totoro, Pokemon, and etc. Big names. Check out the links down below. I'm not knowledgeable enough on anime to really speak on this, but it seems really cool. I'd be pumped to buy like the fantasy equivalent of this. And it seems that Doctor Who is going to be putting out a multimedia original story for the fans to experience through audio, visual, it seems it's just like all over the place, coming at you from all sides, called Time Lord Victorious. It will include multiple doctors over several timelines. That's pretty neat. Go ahead and check that out right down there too. Man, I was a Doctor Who fan. I just can't get into it anymore. I don't know why. David Tennant was the shit though. And in this art, man, he's looking dictatorial. I don't know what's going on there, but that is intense, David Tennant. Speaking of, Tom Baker and Louise Jameson recorded a brand new Doctor Who adventure during quarantine for the fans to experience. And this is the kind of content creation that just kind of like warms my heart to see. Just doing something nice for fans to have. I love it. It's so nice. It's wholesome. Also, it involves old people, and I just have a soft spot for old people. They're so... I love them. Okay, moving on. It's getting weird. This next story is based off leaks and rumors. The only reason I bring it up is the same source before has leaked video game news, and it's been true. And that's a whole lot of information about the upcoming Elder Scrolls project. I'm not going to go over it here because I know there are people who, even for video games, don't want to know details before the actual trailer, the final product, or even experiencing the game for the first time. So if you'd like to check it out, there's a very long, comprehensive deep dive into this stuff by What Culture Gaming down below. But I'm not going to get into it here. I'll just let you know it exists. I went over it. Looks pretty cool. It appears that Sony has officially named its Marvel-associated cinematic universe. It is titled the Sony Pictures Universe of Marvel Characters, or SPUMC. Spunk? Ooh, Spoomk? S-P-U-M-C. That's gonna be a weird one for me, dude. And to my Star Wars fans out there, it appears that Rise of Skywalker is coming to Disney Plus a couple months earlier than expected as part of this whole keep everyone entertained mentality, which I like. It'll be on Disney Plus. What day? May the 4th. I mean, yeah, they're gonna do the May the 4th thing right there. That's kind of cool. I like it. Do I like Rise of Skywalker more now that I have more time to think on it? No. I like it even less now. But if you enjoy it, I bet this is exciting to hear, and I'll probably rewatch it at least once. It's worth diving on into just to experience a Star Wars movie, even when I don't necessarily enjoy, one more time. And for my live-action sci-fi fans, it appears that Karen Gillan, Aaron Paul, and Jesse Eisenberg are teaming up for a sci-fi thriller called Duel. This has a strangely similar premise to a recent Paul Rudd release where someone gets cloned and then they don't die and then they have to have a conflict with their clone, but it appears different enough in execution that it's not bothering me that much. I also really love Aaron Paul. I recently rewatched Breaking Bad, and his performance in that is legendary. Oh, it's so good. I also am a Jesse Eisenberg fan and a Karen Gillan fan, so I'm dear. Let's check it out. I'll watch this one for sure. Do you agree with me that Hercules is one of the best Disney films of all time? I really do think that. I love Hercules. I know some people don't put it in their top 10, but it's in like my top 5. If you are, you may be excited to hear that it will have a live action adaptation brought to the screen. I don't know how to feel about that. Disney live action adaptations for their animated classics have kind of consistently been a misfire for me, so I do love the anime so much. Hades is one of my favorite villains that Disney has ever brought to the screen, and Danny DeVito's performance is legendary. If they're able to recapture those characters specifically with the original actors portraying them, I could see myself being down. I don't know. Probably a no from me. I'm just gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna predictably be kind of negative going in for this one and hope to be surprised. We also had a cinematic drop for the upcoming Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but I don't particularly trust cinematics for video games. They're kind of, not often the game, but it does kind of set a tone that I enjoy and like, so let's see. And for the final piece of fantasy news we're going to cover here today, we had a set photo for Avatar 2 released that confirmed Sigourney Weaver will be involved. Now we're going to jump on into a fantasy news conspiracy theory. Avatar 2 is never actually going to be released. It's some kind of money laundering scheme, I'm not sure what, for big studios. I don't know if I actually believe this, but it's the only explanation I have For a movie to take this long to make, as well as all the sequels, I know a lot of them are being made like the same time, but it's been so long. No one remembers Avatar that crazy level of fondness. Like, no one's frothing at the mouth for Avatar 2. Why is this happening right now? I predict this is not going to be worth the wait. It's just something for studios to do something with their money with. I don't know. I'm being a bit sarcastic here, obviously, but maybe. Nah, maybe. But this has been your latest episode of Fantasy News. Very adaptation trailer kind of stuff heavy. I didn't realize that going in. Sorry about that. But again, congratulations for Sword of Kaigen. That's actually my favorite story of the day. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Hit the Patreon if you want to support what I do here. And have a good one, y'all. Peace. I just had someone point out to me from my UK audience, whenever I do that, I'm insulting them and I need to consistently do this. I want to do what I want to do. Have a good one.